Hi, I'm Stacey Hyde and I'm back for another episode of Better Financial Health in 15 minutes or less. And today I would like to talk about pets. I am a pet owner myself. I have 2 puppies and I adore them. I think it's mutual based on the way I got mugged when I got back from being out of town last night. But pets are also rather expensive, particularly around vaccinations, spaying and neutering. Dog food is really expensive, as are their treats and their toys and different subscriptions that you can get, dog beds, and then let's not forget, especially when they're puppies, they can chew up things. So you have to really kind of take all of that into account when you're thinking about getting a pet. So before you see a pet and decide that you have to have one, sit down with your budget and figure out, okay, if I look and see that a 50-pound dog is going to eat 3 cups of dog food a day, and I want to use a nicer dog food because it doesn't have all the additives in it, figure out what that's going to cost you. Also, if you travel for work or you just like to travel so you're out of town a lot, what you're going to have somebody look after your dog while you're gone. I've been talking about dogs. Cats are generally less expensive. They generally don't eat as much. They're more self-contained. They don't require as much stimulation. Although if you get some of the different toys for cats, you and your friends will also be entertained with the way they chase those around. But it is important to make sure that you don't go in lightly, that you understand that you're going to be looking at vet bills of around $300 to $400 a year for their vaccinations and shots and just generally being checked. And you can do pet insurance. I've never personally done it, but I've heard people say that it was a game changer for them. So that is something to look at. Definitely do your homework on that. And that can help prevent if you have your pet get sick. And vet bills can quickly be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 depending on what's going on with your pet. We certainly had that when one of our dogs was young, unexpectedly became ill, spent a lot of money at the local vet, and finally we went to a specialty vet actually down at Mississippi State and got wonderful care that actually cost less than the care we were getting up here, and it was 24-hour care. So you definitely want to look around if something is going on with your pet and ask about potentially going to a place like Mississippi State or a veterinary college near you. Because you do have to understand that having a pet is likely a 15-year commitment. And so you want to make sure that you're prepared for that, not just now, but in the future as your life changes. Because you may be starting out on a new job, but maybe you're an inside salesperson, but if you get promoted to outside sales, then that's going to mean you're on the road a lot. You want to make sure that you have thought about who can help you take care of that pet. Maybe you have a partner that's home, so that's going to be okay. But particularly if you're single, a pet can be quite a big responsibility. And if you don't have family or friends nearby who are happy to do that, it can add to your costs very quickly, as can doggy daycare that runs $40, $50 a day, and that can add up quickly. So you really want to make sure that you're putting all of this into your budget. Now, if you need a puppy fix, but you listened to this and you said, oh my goodness, I don't know that I can do this. Well, guess what? You could be someone who volunteers or puts themselves out to help your friends when they're out of town take care of their puppy, so you kind of get the opportunity to be with that dog or cat while they're gone, but yet they're still buying the dog food, doing all the vetting, but you're building a bond with that puppy dog. And most people are happy if somebody wants to go take their dog for a walk. It takes some pressure off of them. So it can be good. There also are a lot of studies that show how having a pet is good for your mental health. There's something about petting a cat or a dog that actually releases a chemical in your brain that helps calm you down. So there are a lot of great health benefits. Also, it can combat loneliness. You know, it's so reassuring when you walk through the door. For me, you know, my family doesn't jump up and act like I'm the greatest thing that ever walked through the door when I get home. I know, surprising, right? But my puppies, man, they can't wait to see me. And they actually get a little annoyed if I'm too busy around the house and not just sitting down on the couch for a minute and petting on them. And it's a good reminder to myself to sit down and take a little time. But pets are a significant cost. So before you jump off and go to the Humane Society and see those sad eyes looking at you, definitely make sure that your budget is prepared for that, because you want to make sure that you're prepared, because it is a 15-year commitment. And if you look at your budget and that's not going to work for you right now, you can volunteer to take dogs on walks. There are a lot of rescues that are looking for people to foster pets, and many times a fostering situation, they'll cover the cost. They're just looking for someone to help provide the care. So there's a lot of ways to get your pet fix, even if you can't financially afford to own one yourself right now. And then, especially if you're fostering different breeds and different dogs, once you're ready either because your job or household situation has changed and you can take on the responsibility of a pet, or your financial situation is such that you're ready to add that to the mix, then you'll be ready and you'll have a good idea of what kind of dog you do want. So enjoy those pups and those kittens. They are great fun, but make sure that you have done your homework before you jump in. Thanks so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of Better Financial Health in 15 Minutes or Less.